Namaste, which is Swahili for let's go. Well, once again, Jumbo everyone, my name is Joshua and I'll be your driver and guide on today's photo safari. If you, wait, I already said that. Where are we? Well, once again, please remain seated for the entire duration of our trip, and for your safety, please do not lean or reach out of the vehicle at any time. We are going to be driving through some very rough brush, and some of the bushes out here do have very long thorns. The Harambe Wildlife Reserve was established in 1971 to protect the local wildlife out here. Over the years, the animals have become less and less afraid of humans and quite used to our vehicles passing through their homes, which is great for a safari like ours. Hopefully, we'll be able to get really close to a few things, get some really good pictures. The first area that we are going to be headed into is called the Little Aturi Forest. You'll want to keep your eyes peeled here as the animals tend to blend in with their backgrounds as part of their natural defense. More than once I've been just a few yards from an animal and not even seen it, so if I miss something, feel free to point it out. Okay, come on, Light. I'm anxious now. Let's go.
Blink, blink, blink.
Push it.
Come on. Anytime.
Maybe the light bulb's broken.
Yeah! And we're off. All right. You want to be a hippo? Ooh, does everyone see those crazy horse-looking things with the zebra pajama pants? Can anybody tell me what those are? Yes, those are okapis. They're very shy, which is why they weren't discovered by the Western world until 1901. Looking at their legs, you'd probably think they were related to the zebra, but they're actually the only known relative of the giraffe. Also laying down behind them against the fence is a yellow-backed diker. In Afrikaans, diker means diver. When startled, it will let out a loud whistling sound and dive into the nearest underbrush, escaping potential danger with great speed. Ooh, we have two different types of stork up here on the hill on our left. The one with the black wings is a saddle-billed stork. It can stand up to 5 feet tall and is one of the tallest storks in Africa. The other four are yellow-billed storks. They can have a wingspan up to 5 feet, and they will eat just about anything. Small snakes, lizards, rodents, other birds, small children. Ooh, we're coming up on a watering hole over here on our left. Maybe if we're lucky, we might get to see a black rhino. Sadly, the black rhino has been poached nearly to extinction, and there are only about 5,000 left in the entire world. Ooh, there's one taking a nap. The black rhino can weigh up to 3,000 pounds. Their horns can be up to 4 feet long, and they can run up to 35 miles per hour.
Wow.
Ooh, up here on the hill on our right, we have another saddle-billed stork. That one's the mama, and there is a saddle-billed stork chick in that nest that hatched just about a week ago. And we're still looking into it, but we think it might be the first saddle-billed stork born in captivity. Oh, and up there on the hill, there's some bongos. Bongos are usually pretty reclusive. We don't see them up close often, which is how they've become known as the ghosts of the forest. All right. Oh yeah, there was another black rhino. Oh.
Can you go back?
All right, now we're gonna head over to the Safi River and see what we can find over there. Everybody hold on. Or throw your arms in the air and go, woo! I have a confession. I never outgrew puddle jumping. Yeah! I love it when it splashes. Ooh, there's hippos. The hippopotamus can remain underwater for up to 8 minutes, and a male can weigh 5,500 pounds. Does anybody know what a group of hippos is called?
Crash! Crash!
Remember that one for later. But hippos are known as a bloat. And on the island, we have some pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the pink color that appears on their backs during mating season. This bridge looks kind of scary. Everyone please stay seated. I'd hate for someone to fall down there. The Nile crocodile can bite down with a force of 2,000 pounds per square inch, which allows them to take down prey much larger than themselves, such as zebras and wildebeests. Does anybody know why this one is holding its mouth open?
Because it's cooling off.
Yes. Holding their mouths open helps them regulate their body heat. Does anybody know what a group of crocodiles is called? A basque. Which is easy to remember on sunny days when we can see them out basking in the sun. And hey, we made it over the bridge. Do we still have everybody?
No.
No? Who'd we lose? When did we lose them? At the hippos? Ooh. Honestly, I think I'd rather be lost at the crocs than the hippos. Alright, now we're going to head over to the savannah, which is a completely different ecosystem with some different animals than we've seen so far. Ooh, and speaking of different, that crazy big upside down looking tree on our right is a baobab tree. The baobab tree can survive long periods of drought by storing water in its trunk and going leafless up to 9 months out of the year. And we have arrived at my favorite view of the entire reserve. The Serengeti grasslands stretch for hundreds of miles across East Africa. It's a super highway for millions of migrating animals every year, as well as home to some of the most famous animals like elephants, lions, and giraffes. This is the wild Africa that we are working hard to conserve. Where did everything go? Ooh, up here ahead of us, those small animals with the black stripe, soon to be on our left, those are springboks. Ooh, here's one up close. Springboks can stand up to 3.5 feet tall and weigh up to 100 pounds, but the coolest thing about them is when they're frightened, they will jump 10 to 11.5 feet in the air repeatedly.
Let's see it.
And right over there, we have some sable antelope. The sable antelope is the official symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. When they're born, they're a light brown color, and as they get older, their coats continue to get darker and darker. Can anybody tell me what these red tower-like mounds all around us are? Correct, those are termite mounds. Elephants like to use them as scratching posts because they're as hard as concrete. When the elephants get them worn down and they start to look like this one off to our right, smaller animals, such as gazelles, will stand on top of them to see over the tall grass and watch for predators. Kind of nice. We almost had the place to ourselves. Oh, we have a lot of stuff coming up here. Here's where everything went. Ooh, there's a Maasai giraffe on the hill directly ahead of us. We can identify the Maasai giraffe by the leaf-like pattern on its coat with the rough edges. And these two animals ahead of us, soon to be on our right with the massive horns, are Ankole cattle. Their horns can be up to 6 feet long and are part of a natural cooling system for their bodies. Blood circulating through their horns will help to disperse their excess body heat. Over here on our right all by himself is a waterbuck. Waterbucks live in aquatic areas and don't migrate very far. Their skin secretes an oil that can make their coat almost Their skin secretes an oil that can make their coat almost completely waterproof, which allows them to swim with great speed. And then all those gray animals laying down behind the Ankole cattle are white-bearded wildebeest. In Afrikaans, wildebeest means wild beast, and in Swahili they're known as gnus, spelled G-N-U for the sound that they make. Wildebeests are part of one of the largest animal migrations in the entire world. And way out there is a reticulated giraffe. The reticulated giraffe gets its name from the Latin word reticulata, which means net, referring to the pattern on its coat. And then here's all the Maasais. The Maasai and reticulated giraffes are 2 of 9 separate subspecies of giraffe. Giraffes are the world's tallest mammals. They can grow to be 18 to 20 feet tall. Every individual giraffe has its own unique coat, just like we have our own unique fingerprints. Raise your hand if this is the closest you've ever been to a giraffe. That's awesome.
Look at his slobber.
Does anybody know what a group of giraffes is called? A group of giraffes is known as a tower. All right, is everybody ready to see some elephants? Yeah. So we're gonna go to elephant country. Ooh, and on our way, we're gonna stop by Monkey Point, which we have named for a troop of mandrills that have taken up residence over here. Mandrills are Africa's largest monkeys. A male can weigh 100 pounds, but the females only get up to about 30. Despite colonizing in large numbers, mandrills can be very shy, so you want to keep your eyes peeled on our left over here. See if we can find some. Oh yeah, here's one up here. There's also a male African elephant to our right, but we'll get a better view of him shortly. Oh, there's the dominant male right there. We can identify the dominant male by his size and the bright red and blue markings on his face and hind end. All right, let's go look at that elephant. I'm also gonna see if I can find my favorite local Harambe radio station. Usually comes in over here. Yes, this song's my jam. I like to listen to it almost every half hour. Here we go. Males are usually loners, but they can occasionally be found in small loose groups. This is his favorite song as well. See that? Ah! He flaps his ears to create an airflow across the giant blood vessels in the back of his ears that can actually lower his body temperature by up to 15 degrees. And they fling mud and sand all over their backs to protect their skin from the sun, just like we use sunscreen. Alright, we're gonna go see if we can find some females, maybe some babies. Why are all the bridges in this place so scary? Everybody, hold on. Oh, I don't like the way that sounds. Come on, bridge. Come on, bridge. Just a little farther. Be right. Is everybody okay? Awesome.
Which animals eat the loquats?
What?
Which animals eat the loquats?
I still didn't hear.
Which animals eat the loquats?
I don't know. Alright, we're gonna head down to the red clay pit, see if we can find some elephants. They like to eat the clay because it supplies essential minerals to their diets. Ooh, footprints. Oh, and if you look over here, you can see where they've been scratching the clay away with their tusks. We're on the right track. Sadly, it's their ivory tusks that make them a target for poachers. Another big threat to elephants is the loss of their habitats. As their habitats disappear, they are forced into populated areas, which can lead to very dangerous interactions for both elephants and humans. One of the major threats to elephant habitats arises from the mining of an iron ore known as coltan, which is used in the production of cell phones and laptops. One of the best things that you can do to protect an elephant's habitat is to recycle your old cell phones and other unused electronic devices. Oh yeah, we have some babies. A female elephant's gestation period can last 22 months.
Woo!
And a calf's childhood will last 13 to 15 years, almost as long as a human's. So that's only about half as long as my childhood. Going on 28 years as a child, and it's awesome. I don't want to grow up. I want to go work for DisneyWorld. Does anybody know what a group of elephants is called? Trick question, they're just called a herd. How about a group of flamingos?
Awesome.
This is my personal favorite. A group of flamingos is known as a flamboyance. These are greater flamingos. They are the largest and lightest pink of all species of flamingo. When they're born, they're a dirty gray color, and as they get older, they get their pink from the carotene in their diets. which is primarily shrimp and other small crustaceans. Okay, now we're gonna head over into white rhino territory. Sadly, despite conservation efforts, the white rhino is still poached today in some of Africa's largest and most well-known reserves for their horns, which are very valuable on the black market. Ooh, there's an ostrich. The ostrich is the world's largest bird. They can't fly, but they can run up to 40 miles an hour on their super long legs. Oh man, if you think 40 is fast, try 60. We got 3 cheetahs up there on the hill. Cheetahs are the world's fastest land mammals. They can run at speeds up to 60 miles per hour, but they can only maintain those speeds over distances of a few hundred yards. Unlike most large predatory cats, cheetahs like to do most of their hunting during the day because they have incredible eyesight in broad daylight. Ooh, this big outcrop of rocks up here is called a copie. Lions like to use copies as habitats because it gives them a great place to laze around in the sun and watch for prey. Oh yeah, right over there behind the rock. Here, as we head around here, we'll see... Oh yeah, there's a lioness right there. Oh, they're going to do something... Oh! Alright, everybody should know this. What's a group of lions called? A pride. Lions are usually inactive for 18 to 20 hours a day. And the females do most of the hunting for the pride, but the males will help take down larger prey. Alright, we're like way ahead of the next truck, so we're gonna hang out here for a little bit, see if we can see some action.
On the other side.
Come on, come back. They're active now, so hopefully they'll run back around here shortly. I wonder where the male is.
He doesn't care.
There they go, on the right.
Oh, there she is. Come on, come back, baby.
He's tired.
Come on, you've been sleeping all day. I know, I watched you.
Every half hour.
Yeah! Oh.
Where's the love?
They're playing tag.
Come on, do it again. Oh! 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 This is way cooler than house cats. Okay, we gotta move on. Wait. Okay, now we gotta move on. Wait. Okay, now we gotta move on.
I recorded it.
That was fun. Ooh, there's a warthog. Warthogs are Africa's largest burrowing mammals. They use their snouts, tusks, and front hooves to dig holes. And they've also been known to reuse the burrows of other animals. At night, they sleep with their hind ends facing into their burrow and their razor-sharp tusks facing out so they can fend off incoming predators. And warthogs can run up to 35 miles an hour. Oh, there's some ostrich eggs down there. Ostrich eggs can weigh 2 to 3 pounds each. Couple more ostriches over here on our right.
Hey, over Jason, they're local.
This next area that we are going to be heading into, we recently started calling Zebra Glen for a group of zebras that migrated here. Being migrating animals, they don't tend to stay in one place for long, so we may or may not see them. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any. And we are approaching the perimeter gates, which means we are nearing the end of our trek. Pretty soon I'll have to drop you off at the nearest warden's post, and from there, it's just a short walk back to Harambe Village. Remember, no matter where you live, you can help protect natural habitats and wild creatures. Sharing your homes with the animals that we've seen today is not without its challenges. Wild predators can threaten the lives and livelihoods of those living near the reserve. And wild animals have historically been a source of food for many people. It's important that humans benefit from these conservation efforts just like the animals do. And there are many organizations working to make sure this happens. Some of their programs work with locals to develop alternative methods for protecting their livestock, while others provide opportunities that can replace the economic incentive for poaching. In the end, the goal of conservation is to balance the needs of humans with the needs of animals. That way, everybody wins. If you are interested in other up-close animal encounters, I recommend the Pangani Forest Exploration Trail. It's an easy hike with lots of opportunities for animal viewing.
That was funny. I thought you were messing around. There was.